Okay, fine. So in the previous class, we were looking at the diesel cycle. So we drew the PV diagram and TS diagram, and we ended up with obtaining the expression for thermal efficiency. First, we obtain in terms of temperatures. Then we try to obtain in terms of compression ratio, ratio of specific heats, and the cutoff ratio. In today's class, we'll try to obtain the expression for the mean effective pressure for a diesel cycle. So already we have defined what is mean effective pressure. So the mean effective pressure is nothing but already we have defined it is a ratio of work done to your stroke volume. So the definition remains the same. Okay. So what is this work done? Already we got the W is nothing but QL minus QH minus Q heat input and Q output. So that's the thing. So stroke volume is not, it is the difference between the TDC and PDC, or what is the amount of volume of the fluid or working fluid is handled by that particular engine or for that particular machine. Okay. Now we know that stroke volume, see, anyhow, W is nothing but your QH minus QL. Okay, so W is nothing but QH minus QL. So it is supplied using constant pressure process. So if I take M is equal to 1 kg, I can simply write Cp into T3 minus T2 minus Cv into T4 minus T1. So let me call this as some expression number 1. So this is the expression for your work done. Now let us try to simplify and obtain the expression for stroke volume. Okay, or V1 minus V2. So V1 minus V2, I can write it as V1. If I take it out, this will be 1 minus V2 by V1, or I can write it as V1 outside 1 minus 1 by V1 by V2, or V1 into 1 minus 1 by your compression ratio. So let me call this as expression number 2. Let us go back to our thermodynamics. So what is it actually? So we know that PV is equal to RP. Okay. Now at point 1, okay, at point 1, let me look at it. At point 1, I can write P V1 is equal to RT1. Okay, I can write P1 V1 is equal to RT1, or I can write V1 is equal to RT1 divided by P1. Okay, I'll use that actually. So at point 1, I can write P1 V1 is equal to R into T1, or I can write V1 is equal to R into T1 by T1. Okay. Now I'll substitute this in the equation 2. So therefore, the equation 2 becomes, okay, so I can write it as V1 minus V2, which is stroke volume, is equal to V1, I can write it as R into T1 divided by T1 into 1 minus 1 by RC. Okay, so this, let me call this as equation number 3. So we know that relationship between Cp and Cv. Okay, so we know that Cv is equal to R divided by gamma minus 1, or R is equal to Cv into gamma minus 1. So this you might have studied in your basic thermodynamics course. So substitute for this R in equation 3. Okay, so therefore your stroke volume, which is V1 minus V2, is equal to, that is Cv into gamma minus 1, okay, into P1 divided by P1 into 1 minus 1 by RC. So let me call this as expression number 4. So now I have the expression for the work done in terms of Cp and T3 and all. Then I have the expression for the your V1 minus V2. Now what I'm going to do, I substitute for the PM, substitute for T3 everything I'm going to substitute. So T2, T3 in terms of T1, then simplify this expression, I will get the expression for the mean effective pressure. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So therefore, PM is equal to, that is mean effective pressure is equal to Cp into T3 minus T2 minus Cv into T4 minus T1 divided by whatever is in the equation 4, I'm going to substitute this Cv into gamma minus 1 into T1 divided by P1 into 1 minus 1 by RC. So this is what I have. Now I want to simplify this. The first simplification what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide by Cv throughout. So what will happen? This will be Cp minus Cp by Cv will become gamma. So this Cv will go off in the denominator. So I'll be going to get Pm is equal to Cp by Cv, okay, into C3 minus T2 minus Cv will go off. I'm left with only temperature, that is T4 minus T1, whole thing divided by, so Cv will go off, I'm left with only gamma minus 1 into P1 divided by P1 into 1 minus 1 by compression ratio RC. So what is your Cp by Cv? So your gamma is equal to the ratio of specificates already we know. So I'll substitute that also. So therefore, your Pm, I can write it as gamma into T3 minus T2, okay, minus T4 minus T1 divided by gamma minus 1 into T1 divided by P1 into 1 minus 1 by RC. Okay, so for the simplification, what I will do, P1 is there in the denominator, I can take it as a numerator. So then gamma minus 1, so all these things are there, I can simplify it further. Okay, this will become gamma by gamma minus 1, or I can take gamma inside, so I can simplify this. So what I'm going to do actually, I will write the further simplification. Pm is equal to 1 by gamma minus 1 into P1 by P1 as it is, then gamma into T3 minus 2, because the gamma is only multiplied with respect to T3 minus T2, that's why I have to take it inside, minus T4 minus T1, okay, whole thing divided by, okay, I can write it as RC minus 1 by RC. So I can call this as an expression number 5. Okay, so this is the expression for your mean effective pressure. Now in terms of temperatures, say T3, T2, T4. If you go back and see here, just go back, yesterday we were looking at the expression for the temperatures. See, we have arrived at these particular temperatures. What is it? So T2 is equal to T1 into RC to the power of gamma minus 1, and T3 is equal to rho T1 RC to the power of gamma minus 1, and T4 is equal to, T4 is equal to rho to the power of gamma into T1. Okay, I will substitute for T2, T3 and T4 from the already obtained expressions. I am not going to derive it again. I am going to use this actually. So substitute for temperatures, that is T2, T3 and T4 in equation 5. So let me write that. What is it actually? T2 is equal to T1 RC to the power of gamma minus 1. Okay. T3 is equal to rho into T1 RC to the power of gamma minus 1. Where T4 is equal to rho to the power of gamma into T1. So this is an extra thing. I'm writing it so you people can remember it. Now let me substitute one after the other. So therefore, your mean effective pressure Pm is equal to 1 by gamma minus 1 into P1 by P1 into rho into, so T3 I am going to substitute. T3 is equal to rho into T1 RC to the power of gamma minus 1 minus, for T2 I will write it as T1 RC to the power of gamma minus 1, okay, minus, for T4 I will write it as rho to the power of gamma into T1 minus T1, okay, whole thing divided by RC minus 1 divided by RC. I am going to close the bracket. Now for the simplification, I can take T1 outside. So T1 in the numerator and T1 in the denominator just simply cancel out. So that's what I'm going to do. So Pm is equal to 1 by gamma minus 1 into T1, okay, by T1. So denominator RC, I can take it to the numerator. So I can write it as RC by, okay, RC by RC minus 1 as it is. Okay, I'm writing it as it is. Then I'm taking T1 outside. Okay, then it is gamma into, okay, gamma into, I have rho, see I can write it as RC to the power of gamma minus 1 and rho is there. So RC to the power of gamma minus 1 is common. I can take RC to the power of gamma minus 1 outside. So this will become simply rho minus 1 minus of, so T1 I have taken out. So I am left with only rho to the power of gamma minus 1. So this is what I am going to get. So further simplification, what will happen? T1 just leave this T1 and this T1 simply they go off. Okay, I'm left with only T1 into RC whole thing. See, I can write this as the further simplified. Pm is equal to T1 into RC, okay, into gamma RC to the power of gamma minus 1 into rho minus 1 minus rho to the power of gamma minus 1 whole thing divided by gamma minus 1 into RC minus 1. So this we can call it as equation number 6. So this is the final expression for your mean effective pressure of a diesel cycle. So I try to simplify as much as possible. So it's self-explanatory. Each and every step I have written. So you can just go through it and you can understand. One is, yesterday in the last class we derived the expression for the thermal efficiency. Today we obtained the expression for your mean effective pressure. Fine. If there are any doubts, please unmute, you can speak. Any doubts? There are no doubts. We'll move to the next thermodynamic cycle. Okay, fine. We'll move to the next cycle, that is dual cycle. Okay, what is this dual cycle? See, we have seen the Otto cycle where the combustion took place at constant volume process, and we have seen in the diesel cycle the combustion took place at constant pressure process. If I am able to combine both Otto and diesel cycle combustion process, that is your ignition process, I will get what is called as a diesel cycle, sorry, dual combustion cycle. So let me write the PV and TS diagram for it. This is my pressure, volume, temperature, and entropy. So I have to start with the point 1. So always the compression. I told the suction we are not writing. So I will go with the compression process from 1 to 2, like this. Okay. This is your isentropic compression process. Now here in dual combustion cycle, the heat addition is taking place at two different thermodynamic processes. First, it is constant volume. So it's constant volume from 2 to 3. So then it is constant pressure from 3 to 4. So then we allow the expansion process. Then we have the expansion followed by an expansion process. Okay, this is an expansion process to 5, and then we have the constant volume heat rejection process to 1. So this is your dual combustion cycle. So here isentropic compression, here isentropic expansion, and here say I have heat addition QH, we have QH, here also I have QH. Here it is V is equal to constant, here P is equal to constant, and this is heat rejection with constant volume process. So this is how your dual combustion cycle will work. So heat addition takes place partly at constant pressure, partly at constant volume. It's a combined. Okay, let me put it on the TS diagram. So first it is isentropic compression from 1 to 2. Okay, from 1 to 2 is isentropic compression. So then we have the constant volume heat addition. Go like this, 2 to 3. Then it is constant pressure heat addition. Further from 3 to 4. Then we have the expansion process. So it from 4 to 5. So this is 4 to 5. Then we have the constant volume heat rejection process. So this is your TS diagram for a dual combustion cycle. So here also if you look into it, so here also it is V1 is equal to V5 and V2 is equal to V3 and I have V4 here. So similarly, P3 is equal to P4. This is my P2. This is my P5. And this is my P1. So this is how you can draw the horizontal and vertical lines to get the corresponding pressures and volume. Okay. Now already we have defined what is the compression ratio. Okay. Already we have defined compression ratio. That is compression ratio. So which is RC is equal to V1 by, look at only the compression process from V1 to V2. So it is V1 by V2 is your compression ratio. Then expansion ratio. Look at this expansion process is actually it is V5 by V4. So final volume by initial volume. So expansion ratio. So we call that as R suffix E. It is V5 by V4. Then similarly we have the cutoff ratio, which is V4 by V3. Okay. Cutoff ratio. Cutoff ratio, which is rho is equal to V4 by V3, and the pressure ratio. The pressure ratio, which is RP. So look at it. What is pressure ratio? It is P3 by P2. So all the ratios what we are considering, I'm writing it. So it will be easy for you. So this is very, very important. So once we know this pressure ratios and all, it will be easy for us to get the mathematical expressions. Okay, now we'll proceed and we'll try to obtain the expression for the work done. Okay, expression for the work done or expression for the thermal efficiency. Okay, expression for the work done. What is work done actually? Work done is equal to heat supplied minus heat rejected. So here, what is heat supplied? Heat supplied is happening in two different stages. One is at constant volume between 2 to 3 and constant pressure between 3 to 4. So your QH will be CV into P3 minus P2 plus P into P3 minus P4 minus P3. Then what is your heat rejection? It is CV, it's a constant volume, CV into P5 minus P4. Sorry, P5 minus P1. I'll write that. So for QH is equal to, okay, it is CV into P3 minus P2 plus Cp into P4 minus P3. So this is constant volume. This is constant pressure heat addition minus your heat rejection is Cv into P5 minus T. So this is your work done. Then what is your thermal efficiency? Thermal efficiency is given by thermal efficiency is equal to work done by heat supplied. Work done by heat supplied. So what is your work done? Right now I have the expression for the work done. I'll write it here. That is Cv into T3 minus T2 plus Cp into P4 minus P3 minus Cv into P5 minus T1. Whole thing divided by, I have only the heat supplied, which is Cv into P3 minus P2 plus Cp into P4 minus T3. So I have this is the expression for the thermal efficiency in terms of temperature. Now I can simplify it further. So what I can do here actually, if I simplify it actually, so it will be thermal efficiency is equal to 1 minus Cv into T5 minus T1, okay, whole thing divided by Cv into T3 minus T2 plus Cp into T4 minus T3. Okay, now I can divide throughout by Cv. If I divide throughout by Cv, so what I'm going to get actually, this expression I can write it as thermal efficiency is equal to 1 minus T5 minus T1 divided by, so Cv will go off. I'm left with only T3 minus T2 plus Cp by Cv, I can write it as gamma into T4 minus T3. So this is the expression what I am trying to get it at. So if I call this as equation number 1, and this I can call it as equation number 2. So this is the expression for thermal efficiency in terms of temperatures for a dual combustion cycle. So we can obtain the expression for thermal efficiency in terms of compression ratio, expansion ratio, your pressure ratio, and your cutoff ratio by simplifying or substituting for temperatures T1, T2, T3, T4, and T5. So what we did in the dual combustion cycle, the similar fashion we can obtain here also. Is it clear? Any doubts?
No doubt, sir.
Okay. Is it clear? Each and every step I have written in detail, so it will be easy for you. Okay. So then I'll move further and obtain the expression for the temperatures. Okay. Now consider the process 1 to 2. Consider process 1 to 2. That is your compression process. So we know from the isentropic compression, that is T2 by T1 is equal to V1 by V2 whole to the power of gamma minus 1. Or I can write T2 by T1 is equal to, it is V1 by V2 is compression ratio, that is RC to the power of gamma minus 1. Or I can write T2 is equal to T1 RC to the power of gamma minus 1. Okay, let me call this as equation number 3. Okay, now already we have defined what is this actually cutoff ratio. Your rho is equal to, already we have defined it as V4 by V3. Okay, now V4 by V3, if you go back and look into this, what type of process it is actually? It is a pressure process. It's a constant pressure process. So P3 and P4 are same. So under these conditions, so I can write it here. Okay, I can write it as, see, P3 V3 is equal to R T3, or P4 V4 is equal to R T4. So P3 and P4 are same. I can write it as V3 is equal to, see, V3 by V4, I can write it as T3 by T4. I can write it in this particular fashion. So therefore, rho is equal to V4 by V3. I can write it as P4 by T3. Or I can write P4 is equal to rho into T3. Rho into T3. So let me call this, because I don't know the value of T3. So T3 I have to get the expression for it. So to do that, I'll call this as equation number 4. Now what is my pressure ratio? Rp is equal to P3 by P2. Okay. I'll go to this particular process. Rp is equal to P3 by P2, which is equal to T3 by T2, because my volume is constant. So from there I can write T3 is equal to Rp into T2. Okay, I can write in that fashion. Or I can write P3 by P2 is equal to T3 by T2, or I can write T3 is equal to Rp into T2, or Rp into your T2 is nothing but T1 Rc to the power of gamma minus 1. So I will call this as equation number 5. Now what is T3? T3 is equal to Rp into T1 into Rc to the power of gamma minus 1. So if I substitute in this equation 4, this will be rho into Rp into T1 Rc to the power of gamma minus 1. So I got the temperature for T2 in terms of T1 and Rc. I got T3. I got expression for T4. Now what is left out? I am left with only T5. So for that, what I am going to do actually, I am going to consider the process 4 to 5. So why is it I am considering the process 4 to 5? Because that's an isentropic process. So if I go and write T5 by T4 is equal to V4 by V5 whole to the power of gamma minus 1. Okay, so V5 by V4 by V5 whole to the power of gamma minus 1. So I can simplify that, I can get it. Okay, I'll do that. So consider the process 4 to 5. Okay, I can write T5 by T4 is equal to V4 by V5 whole to the power of gamma minus 1. So let me call this as equation number 6. Now I will try to substitute for V4 by V5 in terms of the cutoff ratio or compression ratio. How to do that? So I can go and write it like this. So V4 by V5 is equal to V4 by V3 and V3 by V5. Okay. V3 is equal to V2. If you go back and see here, your V3 is equal to V2 and V5 is equal to V1. Okay. And V5 is equal to V1. So if I do that, actually, here in place of, I can write it as, this will be V3, I can write it as V2, and V5 I'll write it as V1. So this will be V4 by V3. So V3 I'll write it as V2 by V1. So this is V4 by V5. What is V4 by V3? V4 by V3, if you go back and see here, what is V4 by V3? It is rho. What is V1 by V2? It is compression ratio. I can write it as this expression. I can write it as further. This is V4 by V3 is equal to V4 by V3 into 1 upon V1 by V2. So this I can write it as rho divided by compression ratio. I am calling this as equation number 7. So I will substitute this 7 in equation number 6. So therefore, your 6 becomes P5 by P4 is equal to rho divided by RC to the power of gamma minus 1, or I can write P5 is equal to, P5 is equal to P4 rho to the power of gamma minus 1 divided by RC to the power of gamma minus 1. Now what is T4? T4 is equal to rho RP T1 RC to the power of gamma minus 1. I'll substitute for that. So if I substitute for that, that is rho RP T1 RC to the power of gamma minus 1 into rho to the power of gamma minus 1 divided by RC to the power of gamma minus 1. So if I simplify, what I'm going to get, P5 is equal to rho to the power of gamma into RP into T1. So this is what I'm going to get, because the rest all will get simply cancel. RC to the power of gamma minus 1 cancel. Rho to the power of plus 1 minus 1 will cancel. I'm left with rho to the power of gamma into RP into T1. So I got the expression for temperatures T2, T3, T4 and T5. So now what I'm going to do, actually, I'll go to this thermal efficiency, that is expression that is 2, equation number 2, substitute for T2, T3, T4 and T5 and simplify it. So you will get the expression for thermal efficiency. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. Substitute for T2, T3, T4 and T5 in equation 2 and simplify. Okay. So thermal efficiency is equal to 1 minus. So what are the first thing, actually? I have to substitute one by one. So first let me substitute for T5. So what is T5? It is rho to the power of gamma into RP into T1 minus T1 divided by, so what is T3? It is RP RC to the power of gamma minus 1 into T1 minus, for T2 it is RC to the power of gamma minus 1 into T1 plus gamma into, for T4 it is rho into RP into RC to the power of gamma minus 1 into T1 minus T3, once again it is RP into RC to the power of gamma minus 1 into T1. So each and every term I am going to substitute in this equation number 2. Okay. 1 minus rho to the power of gamma RP into T1 minus T1 whole thing divided by, okay, this is RP into RC to the power of gamma minus 1 into T1 minus RC to the power of gamma minus 1 into T1 plus gamma into rho to the power of rho into RP into RC to the power of gamma minus 1 into T1 minus RP into RC to the power of gamma minus 1 into T1. Okay. Now, your RC to the power of gamma minus 1. Okay. So, now further simplification I can do this. So, T1 will simply get eliminated in the numerator and denominator. So, I will write in one particular step what will happen. You people can try this. So, 1 minus, okay. So, rho to the power of gamma into RP, okay, minus 1. Because T1 just, they get eliminated. Then, in the denominator, I can take RC to the power of gamma minus 1. If I take it out, so T1 just cancel out. What is I'm left with actually only RP minus 1, okay, plus, so gamma is outside. When you RC to the power of gamma 1 minus 1, I have taken it out, okay, this I have taken it out. So I'm left with RP into rho minus 1. So this particular thing is outside. RC to the power of gamma minus 1 is taken outside. So this is the simplest for what I can get it. So this is equation number 9. So this is the expression for thermal efficiency in terms of pressure ratio, compression ratio,